Hey, beautiful people. So, time for my top 5 of the month. Now, I am slightly going to cheat with this one because otherwise you guys are just going to be constantly bombarded with the same perfumes because in December I pretty much just wore all of my favourite perfumes. Green tea, I wore Boom Savon, I wore Eau Duel, I wore Mon Guerlain, I wore Donna Aqua, among other things. I just wore so many things that I love, Burberry Brit. So I don't want them all to be all of the same when I talk about my top 5. So what I've specifically done, because December was an unusual month where I was deliberately wearing all of my favourites, and I just put out a video that is about my top 20 for life, and pretty much all of the things that I would have in my top 5 are in that list. So I don't want to keep repeating myself, but there were easily at least 5 perfumes I wore this month that I either hadn't worn for a while or one that's new, that were like really surprising to me just how much I loved wearing them. So they're kind of sitting up there for being like the special ones in the month, because everything else is just always like so constantly special. I wear them all the time. So I'll start with Just Musk. This is from Mayfair Perfumes. This is one of the very cheap British houses. So I do understand this is going to be frustrating for anyone who can't get this, which is probably anyone outside of the EU, to be honest. But Just Musk from Mayfair is a super cheap, I mean literally cheap. I think probably even at absolute full price this is only about £10 for 100ml. But I don't know why this is so magical. I find it really difficult to explain why this is so good. I know it's got like rose and coriander. It's got a beautiful, warm, cozy musk. It has a bit of that baby powdery feel about it. But it's just one of the coziest things that I own. And like I have been trying out some of my musks recently and trying to decide like what is my absolute favourite. And I think this might be my second favourite musk. Oh, that's really difficult because probably wild musk comes in there, really. But maybe if we say skin musk is my favourite, wild musk, and therefore probably A Lovely Summer by Sarah Jessica Parker, because they smell so similar. That's just like A Lovely Summer's a spicier version. So maybe those are kind of tied for second. This would be my third. So I like this more than Jovan. And I do like Jovan Musk, but I like Just Musk more. It's cozier, it's fluffier, it's sweeter, it's girlier, it's a bit more innocent. It's not got the same kind of animalic kick to it. And it does smell a bit vintage, especially when you first spray it. But once it dries down, it just smells like pure comfort. And again, like this is the sort of thing that I really love. It's probably not my husband's favourite. I think the only musk, like pure musk, that my husband's into is the skin musk. And that's probably the one that I think smells the least like a vintage perfume. But this one, there's just something really special about it. I don't know if it's the coriander. I don't know if it's the florals. Is it iris and rose in here? It's just magical. So anyway, Just Musk. I could not get enough of this. I wore this on one of my days off when my husband was going to be out pretty much all day. And I was just really digging myself. And I was just so cozy. Oh yeah, I mean, I love it, and I hope that anyone who wants to try this, I hope you manage to get your hands on it. Maybe there's some UK sites or EU sites that will ship this to other places, but my goodness. Love it. And then, I went through a few days where I just wanted freshies, hence me wearing things like green tea. I think I might have worn Boom Savon and lots of fresh perfumes. But this is the one that I was like, this is amazing in cold weather. So this is Concrete Rain by AllSaints. Now, sadly, discontinued. You can still get this in the UK. There is if you look for AllSaints tester perfumes or tester bottles, I think this is technically a tester, even though it came with a lid. Is it called Perfume Price? I apologise, I can't remember. But Google it, basically. They still have some of these, and they're like £20 for 100ml. Now, this is a petrichor perfume, but it's a clean-smelling, beautiful freshie. It's got a lovely bit of sweetness. I don't really know how to describe this, except to say it just smells like wearing a freshie on a warm day when it's raining, and the rain's like cold. It does have definitely some crossovers with CK2, but I can't wear CK2 in cold weather because I think it goes really sharp on my skin. Um, but CK2 is magical in hot weather, and in hot weather it's a bit sweeter and it lasts forever, and you don't need to reapply it. It's amazing. I did not need to reapply this. So when I tried this in warmer weather, Concrete Rain from AllSaints, it did not last at all, and I was like, well, it's got some crossovers with CK2, but the performance nowhere near as good. The performance of this in cold weather was amazing. This was amazing. I sprayed it on in the morning. I wasn't intending to wear it all day, but I could just smell it all day. I was sure I would put something else on, like later on, but I just didn't because I could still smell it and it's still so good. It just smells like fresh cleanness. I would say like this is like a cool girl scent, or I would say I sometimes my accent makes it sound like I'm saying call girl, cool girl with O's, a cool girl scent, but also maybe you could say like a clean aesthetic as well, because there is definitely something very clean and crisp about this, and it's very comfortable to wear. It's really pretty, so I really enjoyed wearing this one. It's got this cool thing on the back. Isn't that pretty? Really nice. Yeah, just a absolutely lovely one. And let's stick with the clean ones, but a very different style of clean because it's very sweet. And I only pulled this one out because I was giving away my other bottle I had of this, because I had a massive bottle and then I had this 30 ml, but I just don't get through this quick enough to warrant having a massive bottle of it. But I loved wearing it this time round. This is Demeter's The Library of Fragrance. So it's called Demeter in America still, I think, but in the EU it's called Library of Fragrance, and I do tend to have to buy these from the EU. I don't ever see them in the UK. Baby powder, and it does, I think this smells like the strength and sweetness of Johnson's baby oil, if you know what that smells like, but it has the powderiness of baby powder, so I think it's much stronger than baby powder in terms of the scent profile. But it's spot on, and it's so yummy, and it's so comforting, and it's so sweet, and I really enjoyed wearing that. I do have to be in a specific mood for baby powder, but on the day that I wore it, I was in that perfect mood, and it just smelt so good to me. I couldn't get enough of it. It's a cologne spray, so you are going to want to re-up on it, but like if you put it on your clothes, it will last for a decent amount of time. And I have to say, I think of all of my Demeters the ones that I have that I've kept, this is my strongest Demeter. Like, I don't need to put much of this on and I can really smell it. And I really, really enjoy it. So I just love it. One of my subscribers said that she'd tried is it called Dana? Is it Dana who make Baby Soft? I can't remember the company, but there's one called Baby Soft. And she was saying that she was hoping that would be the kind of baby powder scent, but she didn't really like it. And then she's tried this and she really, really likes it. So yeah, it's just... oh, it's such a good one. Love baby powder. Let's do this one because I really only wear this in cold weather, and I tend to wear it in December and like Christmassy times. And whenever I do, I always think, oh, I should wear this more often. It's so lush. Oh yeah, my husband really likes this as well. He's into this one. No surprise, because it is sweet and girly and all those things. Sweet by Lolita Lempicka. I mean, just look at this bottle, for goodness sake. Oh. I've just got this little 30 ml because I don't wear it all the time, but I do really like this. It is cherry and iris. I think they describe it as having a lip gloss accord, and I've heard people say that it's supposed to be like a cola lip balm or something like that, but I don't know that I've ever seen Lolita Lempicka themselves describe this as cola. I'm not sure that I particularly get cola from it, but it is like maybe a slight cherry Coke smell. So yeah, maybe like a cherry Coke lip smacker or something, because I do think this smells less like a lip gloss and more like a lip balm. Because it has iris in it, so it has that kind of slight makeup-y tone, but it is also just sweet cherry and a hint of chocolate, and it's absolutely delicious. And I see people talking about this being synthetic, but I very rarely come across any cherry perfumes, including the really expensive ones, that don't smell a bit synthetic. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is magical. And in fact, to be honest, I just think Lolita Lempicka makes such fun, beautiful perfumes. And I think this is one of them. This is such a lovely one. I really enjoyed wearing Sweet. So that's Sweet from Lolita Lempicka. Beautiful, cool little bottles as well. Okay, the last one is one that is new to me, but this is one that I smelt before. I smelt this perfume when I was on my perfume journey, but before I started my channel. And it was too sweet for me. It wasn't what I was expecting at all, because it's got patchouli in it. But then my nose has really changed, so I got a sample of it to try it again. And I just found myself really enjoying the sample and wanting to wear it to the Christmas party at work. Like, I just felt it went really well with the dress I was wearing. So I got Girl of Now from Elie Saab. This is the original Girl of Now. To be honest, the other Girls of Now, I smell a couple that just smell like horrible, screechy, gross aroma chemicals. I've definitely smelled one that has, what's it called in it? Like the tarry smell. But this original one, this is a nice perfume. This is very pretty. It's not really doing too well in this light, is it? But it's more orange blossomy than I ever would have really been able to deal with when I first started this channel. But I just think I've come to terms with orange blossom in a way that I couldn't before. And I think what broke me through with that is perfumes that smell a little bit like Love Don't Be Shy, but not actually Love Don't Be Shy, but things that are in that kind of wheelhouse have made orange blossom far easier for me to deal with. And now I can look over at my perfumes and I've got a few that I think are quite strong in the orange blossom. And then of course I have other things that are just orange blossom with gardenia, or orange blossom, you know, with loads of musk or whatever. But this one, it's creamy, it's sweet. I got a compliment on this, actually, from a colleague. It's very floral. I think it smells... maybe this is just me. I think all perfumes with orange blossom in manage to smell a little bit grown up. Even ones that everything else about this perfume is really girly and young smelling. But the orange blossom and the patchouli turn this into a much more grown up woman's kind of perfume. And I loved wearing this, but I will say, I only think I'm going to love this at like nice events or like out of the house. This is definitely not the kind of perfume. It's far too perfumey, to be honest. It feels event appropriate, and I loved wearing it at that event. But I wouldn't just pick this up and just choose to wear it at home. Like, it's not that kind of vibe. It's very much, again, if I look over, I can see a few different perfumes that I have that I'm like, that's for when I'm going to an event. That's for something fancy at work. That's for like a wedding or whatever. And I think this is one of those. But yeah, almond and vanilla, and it's sweet. And it's yummy, but it's very floral, and the patchouli definitely comes through at the end, but not enough for it to really bother me. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, see, because I'm smelling it now and I'm like, it's okay. But when I was in the mood for this, because I'm very hormonal at the moment, but when I was in the mood for this, I absolutely loved wearing this, and I reapplied it throughout the day, and I put loads of it on before the party, and I just really, really enjoyed it. And it's a cute bottle. So yeah, so that's my sort of top 5. Because honestly, you know, my top 5 would have Montguerlain and Donna Aqua and green tea, and it would have my actual top 10 for life perfumes in it, but there's no point in doing that because I just did that video. But in terms of like ones that I was kind of surprised by how much I absolutely loved wearing them, I think it's fair to say that it's these guys here. So my whole setup is now collapsing, so I'm just going to have to pick this up. But thank you so much for watching, and Happy New Year to all of you. I think this is my first video that I've made in the new year, so Happy New Year, and I will be back at the end of next month. Okay.